Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Dental Up Podcast, brought to you by Keating Dental Arts, a full-service, award-winning dental laboratory. Each week, you'll learn tips and techniques from real-world dentists, bringing you in-depth interviews, motivating stories, current events, and sports. Here's your host, Shaun Keating.
Hey everyone, Shaun here. Welcome to another episode of the Dental Up Podcast. Our guest this week graduated from the University of Southern California School of Dentistry and obtained an advanced education in general dentistry residency from the University of Tennessee. He's the director of the CAD/CAM division at Spear Education and is in charge of the website of CERECDoctors.com. Currently residing from Scottsdale, Arizona, please welcome back Dr. Samir Puri, DDS. How's it going, Dr. Puri?
Good, Shaun. How are you, buddy?
Oh, baby, I'm doing fantastic, man. I can't thank you enough for coming back on. You were like one of the highest rated podcasts. I think we had 1 million downloads with you, baby.
You got a pretty pathetic other guest then, because that's pretty sad. If I'm the highest one, we need to up your guest list here. Come on, man.
Come on, man. You're so humble, dude. You're a legend in the dental world, and you're young still. But you've accomplished quite a bit.
Shaun, when I first met you, I was young. I'm almost. You won't believe how old I am now. So,
like what, 43?
I'll be 48. I'll be 48 in 2 weeks.
Oh,
so
man.
I'm up there.
I wish I was 48 again.
I know, but when I met you, I think I was still in my 20s.
Yeah, I remember you guys were so funny.
Yeah,
at those meetings.
Yeah. So it's been a while. Yeah. How are you doing? How's the lab business doing? You guys killing it?
We are just killing it, blowing up, setting records every month, man. We're just so blessed. I just can't believe it. I can't put my finger on it. My doctors are just all busy and booming these last 2 years, and it's crazy.
That's fantastic.
It's just unbelievable, and yeah, and we got a bunch of good doctors. You know, it's tough every month. You might get some new doctors in. Back in the day, and it was like kind of guys that are shopping and, you know, bouncing lab to lab. And it seems to work that with the ones we've been getting lately, they're real keepers, and they do good impressions, and they really want to do great work. And I just love that. I hate the guys that kind of bounce around, and I get that. You know, I get it.
Yeah.
You know, but
I think, our respective businesses, our communities, I should say, are probably very similar. I think we value the same type of people to be a part of our lives.
Yes.
We want to help anyone and everyone that we can, but at the end of the day, we value those people that value us.
Absolutely.
And so that's how you've built your lab, and that's how we've built our community. So, we're very pleased and happy and blessed to be where we are. And, I'm sure you feel the same way.
Oh, totally. Totally. And we kind of all learned together way back in the day. It was such a dynamic thing with Dental Town. I mean, I look at Facebook now, and I kind of over it after going through all the Dental Town. I mean, that was before Facebook, basically, and all that. But what a community. I mean, for us to be allowed to come in, some of these dental technicians, because it was a dentist type forum, but, other people in the dental industry got in it. But it was just such a neat thing. I learned so much just reading all the dental threads and all you guys, what you went through, and just the openness of how you guys practice. And you saved so many dentists so many years of struggles in the trenches with just trial and error, that they could go on Dental Town and ask this, and go to this thread or this thread. And you were one of the leaders of it, man. And I remember kind of laughing to myself, thinking, what's this dude? He's such a good freaking dentist, because you came to my lab and did an over the shoulders, you and Tarun, and it was just awesome.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, but
that was a lot of fun.
That was so bitching, dude. I mean, we just blew that patient out of the chair with what we did. We did a 4 through 13, and it was all.
I look back on that. I don't know. I was what, 30, 31 or something, and I was just like, what the hell were we thinking? Just doing live patient overnight, and just it was a lot of fun, and it's things have obviously evolved over the last 20 years, but that was where it all started. And I just spoke with Tarun 2 days ago or 3 days ago. We were just exchanging text messages saying, hey, we haven't chatted in a while. Let's get together for dinner. So I've had some really good friends and partners over the year, and there's been some bad ones.
Yeah.
But all in all, it's been a great ride.
Oh, totally, dude. But back to the thing with CEREC. I remember that when you were doing CEREC when no one else was doing it, man. And it's like, it's probably around a little bit before you. I'm not sure how long it was, but you're the one that made that name. Well, dude, that's kind of radical. We have for our listeners out there, if you hear some funky, weird sounds, I have my parking lot being stripped and redone, and they have to do it in sections. So kind of forgot about it today, but we might hear some loud stuff. We'll see if
I actually didn't hear that, so I think we're good.
All right,
nothing came through on my end.
That's awesome. Okay, so anyway,
so with regards to CEREC, Shaun, what has been your guys' experience with receiving digital impressions? Has it become more and more? Are you getting less and less impressions, like physical impressions being sent in, or is it still a significant amount?
Oh, it's unbelievable, blowing up, dude, with the digital. And, like I said before when we talked, CEREC at the beginning was tough for me to accept. And then after I saw what it was about and a lot of onesie twosies, this and that, and it's evolved even more now, but it was something that my best doctors are my CEREC doctors and my, 3Shape and iTero guys. They just are giving me the best preps, and now it's so dang easy. We're up to probably about 40% digital coming in, 30-40%. It's getting more and more, and it's just so freaking accurate and so amazing. And I'm just so thankful because my job is so much easier. I mean, we're just getting stuff that is so accurate, and with the stuff being monolithic and or your other zirconias or even a lithium disilicate, there's, a lot less breakage, if any. And it's just, it's kind of a neat thing, man. And those CEREC doctors and all the digital doctors, man, and they're just amazing with the talent that they get. And it takes a while. I remember some of our guys weren't the best impressions, and then they got into it, and it took them a couple months to really get it. And then they had to get into your CERECdoctors.com. I mean, that is a really great program you got, that if you get, a CEREC, I would get into that and pay them whatever it costs, because it's going to come back tenfold to you to get the tips and techniques that you don't have to go in there and practice for a few years to get it done. You can go in a few months or a few weeks probably and really dial things in. But what an amazing journey.
I think with what I've been involved now, I got my CEREC in 2003, late 2003. And, the learning curve has definitely changed. And the people that we're seeing now, so last year in calendar year 2018, we had 2,000 people come in for CEREC training.
No kidding.
That's just CEREC. Now, CEREC Doctors is a part of Spear Education. But we keep, we run the businesses separately.
Okay.
But between the two, we had about 10,000 people come into our campus here in Scottsdale.
Unbelievable.
Last year, we also opened up a East Coast facility with partnership with Dentsply Sirona. So our CEREC numbers are going to grow. And things have changed. It used to be that you kind of had to be a little out there to go out and do CEREC and go through the learning curve. Now, I mean, like you said, 40% of your impressions that you're getting are digital. We're seeing more and more people jump onto the CAD/CAM bandwagon. And,
yes.
I think you said it correctly. The labs were real intimidated at first, but now you realize you're never going to get rid of a laboratory relationship.
Exactly.
And, and all the lectures and workshops and everything that I do, I always talk about it. That your lab is your friend. You're going to do a lot of the stuff chair side now with your systems, but you're not going to get rid of your lab. It's just the relationship's going to change. It's going to evolve. So I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed the process. I've enjoyed seeing how the technology has evolved. I mean, now with the new Prime Scan, it's just a game changer in terms of the accuracy and how good the software is for just the basic stuff, and how we're starting to use it more and more and more for more advanced stuff. But that lab relationship's not going to change. I mean, that's something. It can't.
What made me feel so good? It was really cool, man. I got to meet Dr. Spear at the Cal Lab meeting, and it was the neatest thing. I never heard the guy speak, and what a humble dude, and just a down to earth. I thought he'd be all kind of hoity, kind of like some of these lectures they get up there and they're all that. he seemed really down to earth. Like to see that he wasn't all slim and trim like, a male model. No, I'm just kidding. But he looked and sounded like I didn't even realize he was like that. He was just so down to earth. And he broke it down, the dentist and lab relationship, what he forecasts and what he sees. And he had some great numbers. And he talks so highly of working with the lab division, even too with the CERECs and all that. He goes, like you just said, you're always going to need your lab. And he sees the growth in this field and the whole prospect of the across the line of lab services. And I wasn't real happy when I was thinking he was going to come in. He kind of pumped us all up and kind of went through.
He's one of the best speakers I've ever seen. I mean, I obviously have a chance to work with him, and I've gotten to know him fairly well. And anytime he's lecturing, I usually pop in the back of the room and just kind of take my computer, and if I've got other work to catch up on, I'll sit in the back and just kind of listen. So I'm a perpetual student, and he is just amazing.
Yeah.
For anyone listening, when I got out of school, learning to do large comprehensive cases. I did a lot of CE my first 2 years out. I think like 300, 400 hours of CE my first couple of years out. And so I learned a lot from a lot of different people. But everybody said things a little bit differently. Frank was the first guy who broke it down, that I was just like, oh my God, this makes so much sense. For example, you're doing a full mouth rehab, and people relate to this. I had one doctor who said, I always start with the lower anteriors, and then I do everything else. Another doctor says, well, you got to build up the bite in the back, and then you do the anteriors. Another guy said, well, you always do the front, and then you build up. And so, everybody's got their way of doing things. And it was like, all right, I guess I can see that viewpoint. I sat through Frank Spear's Treating the Worn Dentition class, where he talks about worn teeth, why they wear. I mean, it was just mind-blowing to me. And for your audience, I'll break it down in a nutshell, and I'm not going to do it justice, but he says you treat always with the aesthetics. We have a course here called FGTP, facially generated treatment planning. It always starts with the aesthetics, and it goes back to denture principles. Now, again, I'm breaking down a 3-day workshop in about 2 seconds here.
Yeah.
But that made so much sense to me. I'm like, yeah, because if it does, I don't care how well it functions, but if the teeth are crooked and it's everything's sideways, what's the point of doing the rehab? We do the rehab for cosmetic reasons, but we also do it for functional reasons. So it's got to satisfy both.
Yep.
So it was amazing just to learn from that. And obviously we take the information that we learn and we try to apply it to the world of CEREC education. But for us, our growth has been, interesting in the sense that we're not just doing CEREC workshops anymore. We're doing cone beam workshops. We're treating how to restore implants, and we're looking at a bunch of different things where people keep asking us to do workshops. And it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun.
I hear so many great things, and I have a lot of my dentists that I talk to, and I always tell them Spear or Coys, but Spear, you guys even have a practice management thing that you're doing now too, don't you? Kind of on
that's called Spear Practice. Yeah, Spear Practice Solutions. So the way that evolved was, our history was that Mercer was the original predecessor to our company, Spear. Okay. So my good friend and CEO at the time, Imtiaz Manji, was the CEO of Mercer, and he had an idea. And what they were a consulting company, and they did money management. So they would manage your practice, help you grow the practice, and then their money management arm would manage your money, invest it, and when you have an investment manager, there's a small fee associated with it. They would charge a fee, and that was their revenue model.
Okay.
Imtiaz's idea was, hey, listen, we can help you in your practice, but you just need to be a better dentist. And how are we going to make you a better dentist is through education. So he opened up what at that time was called the Scottsdale Center for Dentistry.
Okay.
The Scottsdale Center for Dentistry spun off. They sold Mercer, and they started this education business, which changed its name to Spear. In fact, I was the first instructor here back in 2007, where we started doing our CEREC classes. And so that has grown over the years to what we are today. And like I mentioned, we have about 10,000 people a year come through our workshops.
That's so awesome.
And as you can imagine, we have some longtime doctors that have been coming. And what they said was, Listen, it's great. My clinical skills are better than ever. I really have a good foundation in what I am teaching or what I'm practicing, but I need help running my practice. And so we had more and more and more people ask us about the business management of things. It just took a while that we came to our senses and said, hey, let's start a practice management program. And it's grown, and we've had doctors, basically double their practices because it's different. We have a consulting platform, but we tie into your practice management system. So there's a consultant that's not in your office, mm-hmm. which is only effective when they're in your office. But we are monitoring your practice, 6 days, 7 days a week. And what ends up happening is that we have doctors that, that are constantly getting feedback. And we have a whole series of courses for your staff, that you can come and take as many courses as you want here at the center. And it's all part of the fee, of the consulting fee.
Unbelievable. And I hear you're online, you got like second to none, an online program that's just unbelievable that you can go that way too, or you can do them hand in hand. But tell me a little bit about the online. I mean, it goes across the board. I mean, you got how many hours? I mean, there's so much on there. I got a few guys.
So between our companies, we have two basic platforms. We have CEREC Doctors and we have Spear Education. So the consulting platform is a part of Spear Education.
Okay.
On the CEREC website, we focus on CEREC related procedures. How do I restore a crown? How do I do a bridge, veneers, implant crowns, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. On Spear, we have, basically all of the other disciplines that's not product related. We're not really tied into any products. We just teach concepts of it. So, I mean, between the two, I think we're one of the probably the top 2 or 3 most trafficked websites, dental websites in the world.
Not bad.
Between Spear Education and CERECDoctors.com. I'd have to check the exact stats.
That's huge.
Fact checkers out there, don't check me on my fake news here, but we are one of the top.
Oh, I bet. Now it is. Now, what do you find are you getting mostly younger dentists? Are you getting middle of the road guys, older guys? What do you see as your demographic? Everyone. Okay. Yeah, it's just
everyone.
I try to talk my younger dentists, like it's so important just to get the education and just learn from the right guys, and it'll come back to you, And a lot of them can't afford, they say, and I say you can't afford not to. It's just so important. And then I got guys that say, yeah, we're flying out to Scottsdale, and Scottsdale's quite the destination now. I mean, it's just so beautiful. And there's so much money and tech out there, but it's beautiful. I love going out. Like I told you before, I go out to that, Barrett-Jackson every time, and I just
listen. Next time you come to Barrett-Jackson, you gotta let me know, because I live a mile from where they have it. But the Barrett-Jackson auction is actually the worst one. We got to take you to Goodings and Bonhams and at Sotheby's. That's where the real cars for ballers like you are.
Yeah, I want to go there.
Barrett-Jackson has all the. If I see another Resto Mod Corvette, I'm going to throw up.
I know.
That's what Barrett-Jackson is. But if you want the classic, Shelbys and the Ferraris and the Porsches and, the Bugattis, that's basically going to be the other Bonhams and Goodings, and those are just amazing.
They have those out in
Barrett-Jackson has
too?
like 5. What was that?
They have them out at Scottsdale too? Those.
It's all the same week.
Oh, you're kidding. I never knew that.
It's all the same week. Yeah. So you go to Barrett-Jackson on, you pick a day, like a Thursday, and then Friday is Bonhams, Saturday is Goodings, Saturday afternoon is Sotheby's. So they all have it timed. There's Russo and Steele. It's Barrett-Jackson is the most famous, but it's actually the worst one.
Yeah, well, you got all your trucks.
Sean, I'm going to take you.
Yeah, you got all your trucks and all. I always have to wait till, like, when I tape them, when I don't go, I got to wait till the nighttime till the top cars are there, because I just forward fast it till I get to the good cars too.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I like you said, I want to go see the nice one. So I know Pebble Beach does that.
Going to Barrett-Jackson, if you were to come and you say, "Hey, take me to Barrett-Jackson," that's like you telling me, "Hey, take me for a really good burger at McDonald's." Yeah, they got burgers there. Yeah. But if you want a really good burger, there's plenty of other places where I can take you for a good burger, right?
I know, man. I hear that. It's like in Pebble Beach, they have it all week, and I try to get my wife to go. This coming up in August, I got some Ferrari buddies and
I am going.
Are you really?
I'm trying to get my wife. There's like 8 of us that we're going, and we got like 3 or 4 days there. We got the passes to all the different cars.
Can you believe that? I was supposed to be going, but it's my birthday weekend, and my wife's like, I'm not going to do the cars on the birthday weekend. We're going to Maui, and I'm like, oh gosh, but it's like I kind of want to go. It's so neat, and my neighbors are a little older than me, but they're into it, and they got all the passes to and they've been going, like the dude has it from like 1981. He's been going every year, and he gets like about 10, a group of 10 like couples, and makes a whole week of it almost, and we just drive down there and stuff. It's pretty cool, man. I mean, you used to live down this area. It's kind of fun driving down to Monterey and all that stuff, but I love it. Even the dude Jackson, I love his car collection. He has like a big circle, and then he has his Bugatti in the middle of it, and it's the one of the older Veyrons, but I think he said he has the most miles of any Bugatti Veyron out there. He's got like 150,000 miles, and he drives it. And I just
so I actually drove a Bugatti Veyron just last week.
No way.
The car is amazing.
I want one so bad. My wife's like,
friend of a friend has one, and he let me drive it, and I was just like, holy! I didn't open it up or anything.
Yeah.
But so here's something that the audience may not know about the Bugatti Veyron. They made 450 of them. I think they were about $1 million, $1.5 million at that time. And they've held their value decently. But if you want to do an oil change on a Bugatti Veyron, it's a $30,000 oil change. If you want to change a tire, one tire is $40,000 to change. So the maintenance on those cars is like what it costs to buy like a Honda Accord. It's just nuts. So even if I had the money to buy a Bugatti, I'd be like,
I know.
Maybe I buy something else that's just a little bit cheaper.
That's when you got FU money. It's like,
yeah.
Someday I'll have that FU money. But I know.
And there's plenty of that where you live. There's plenty of that around here. It's just some people just. Some people are smart with their money. Some people just have fun with their money, and some people are just stupid with their money. So
exactly.
there's different ways to spend money.
Oh, I know. And it's like the people with the yachts. I got a pretty big ass boat, and just to fill it up, it's like $8,000, $10,000 for a fill up. It is like it's 1,600 gallons, and it's just nuts. But
okay, but see, Shaun, so I would put you in the category of you have fun with your money.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You basically said, I have a pretty big boat. So you enjoy the boating lifestyle.
Yep.
You go out, you have fun. There's not a price tag you can put on the amount of enjoyment that brings you and your family.
Yeah, exactly.
But you're not stupid in buying a 300-foot yacht that sits empty 90% of the time, and you use it once a year, and it's just like the maintenance costs are $1 million a year, even if you don't even step foot in it.
Oh, it's nuts. It's so crazy. And
yeah,
I don't get that. And even with mine, we don't use it enough. I even get seasick. I just love sitting on in the harbor and watching all the other boats. But we're going to Catalina next weekend. I mean, we're going to go Wednesday, Thursday, Friday or whatever. And we go over there, putt on over. We actually take the helicopter over.
Man, I need to come down and spend time on your boat with you.
Yeah. We actually my wife doesn't like when it gets rough, so we take the helicopter over, and it takes 11 minutes from John Wayne Airport to Catalina. And then we just kind of walk on our boat. Hey, take us around the island and drop us off. We're going to go, because I don't even like to sleep on it. I like to sleep on land at the Metropole. They got these big old houses on the boardwalk that I just kind of like it, but I can see it.
I love it.
I couldn't see myself getting a bigger boat. My old boss, man, he's got these 180 footers, and he loves to take them up to Washington, and I'm not really into that. And then the same thing too with the private jets. Kind of looked at those, and it's like, it's so nuts to buy it. Like I was looking at the little Honda jet. My brother is working on the CEO of Honda Jet, and this Japanese guy, or it says actually his daughter is the CEO, and she hooked us up to John Wayne, to go through and look at these Honda jets. They're like $4 or $5 million, and they're the small class. It holds like 4 or 5 people, and pretty bitchin', concept on. They got the engines on the wings, and it took a long time to get it patented. And I went in this thing, and I'm kind of getting bigger. Like I'm about 250 pounds, and I couldn't barely get through the middle hallway to get through the seats. And I'm like, I don't like this. And it's like, and I got my wife was with me and one of my sons, and we're in there, and they're kind of talking to us about it. We got in and sit in the seats, and I got claustrophobic in that little thing, man. I'm thinking $5 million, I don't need it. But then you can do a fraction on all that, and we don't fly enough. I mean, if I was going back east and all the time, I go to Vegas a lot, so I get on that Jet Suite X now, and that's so fun. I mean, you can get a private.
Yeah, that's not that. That's relatively reasonable. It's like, just a little bit more than a Southwest ticket.
Exactly. It's like I think $200 each way or $300 each way, but yet you get a car on the tarmac. You have your limo come pick you up, whatever. It's like you can get there 10 minutes before it takes off. You don't have to go through security. Yep. It's so bitching, but they got it out of Burbank and a few other places. But yeah, pretty neat.
So you're like me. You're smart with your money, right? So I'm we built a house about 4 years ago here in Scottsdale. I put a home theater in. And like every other home theater in the country, it gets used like 5% of the time. And my wife is still pissed at me for spending all the money on the home theater. She's like, it's just an empty room that just nobody goes in. And you're like, why'd you put a home theater? I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. That was my thing. I spent the money on it. But now I'm converting it into a golf simulator.
Yeah.
I used to play a lot of golf.
Yeah.
It's too hot in the summers here in Arizona, but we have amazing golf. So I'm just going to convert it into a golf simulator. I'm going to rip out the seats and put a golf simulator. So these things, they're a little pricey, but one of the options was you can get a camera so that it can record you and you can watch your swing.
Oh yeah, totally.
And that was like $6,000 or something.
Yep.
And the guy's trying to sell me on this camera to add so that I can view my swing. I'm like, well, I can view it, but what the hell am I looking at? I'm not an instructor.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I said, I can go to my local PGA Tour Superstore, take a lesson for $50,
yep,
and basically take 100 lessons for the amount it would take to put that camera in that I don't even know what the hell I'm looking at.
But that camera, you can
be smart with your money.
Yeah, you could do Pebble Beach. You could do all these courses. Those are amazing. It's pretty fun.
So that's my first course that we're going to play is Pebble Beach when we get the simulator in.
Oh, that is so – I really love that. I got into golfing a little bit too, and what do? I go down there and think, oh, you buy – like – you think if you buy the best equipment, you're going to be better. You're not. And so I got these PXGs. They're called PXGs. And
the PXGs right down the street from me.
Yeah, the dude, Parson Graham or whatever, he developed it, some rich dude. And
so he's the guy that started GoDaddy.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, well, he went and took all the Ping employees, I guess, and kind of went and started it on, and they are sweet.
So I play a lot. Ping is about 30 minutes from my house, and then PXG is like 10 minutes. They're corporate places. Bob Parsons, who started GoDaddy, is now just kind of owns half of Arizona. But PXGs are badass. But I bought a new set of Pings. They were like, I don't know, $1,500 for the whole set. A set of PXGs is like $5,000.
Yeah.
So you know what? I'll spend the $5,000, but not when I'm first starting out. Yeah. I don't want to be that jackass on the course with that, with the $5,000 club. That
and they all look at me, man. I'll come rolling up on my Ferrari. Then I get my PXGs. They go, oh, would they love to watch the dumb dude that bought the PXGs that can't golf, and it's embarrassing. I almost want to get a different bag so they don't say PXG and it's not such a big...
No. You just need to practice more.
Yeah.
You come over to Scottsdale, we'll hit on my golf simulator and we'll get you good.
No, I know. It does. I mean, it really does. You just got to, like anything in life, even your dentistry, what you put into it, you get out. And I just don't put enough time into it. And I'm pretty good short game guy because I had a big golf course in my backyard, like a 7-putt, putting area. But short game's pretty good. But my big, long game is just, it's so erratic. But I have fun. I go out there. They call me easy money. And it's basically, I get like 2 shots per hole. They give me like a 36 handicap, the most you can get. So, and I can get into the game with them then. All these guys that are, golf in the 70s and 80s. and I'm out there, breaking 100 barely, but yet I get 2 strokes. So I mean, it's kind of works, but
yeah. I picked it up about 2 months ago, and so I've been playing a little bit here and there. But my goal is by this time next year, I'm a 10 handicap. So that's my goal.
With you, you'll do it because you've always been that way. I mean, I've always admired you. Whenever you put your mind to something, you just excel. And you always seem like you're ahead of the game in whatever you do, man. And no, seriously,
I don't know about that.
Yeah, you're very talented. Whatever you do, man. Even with you and T-Bone. T-Bone was a good talker. You had the hands. You could talk too. But you just are naturally talented.
T-Bone is a good talker. T-Bone is a good talker.
I see him on his podcast. He has a podcast. He built it into his office. He's got a couch, and I think he's got a rotisserie and a barbecue right there. And it's just like kind of reminds me of one of the ESPN podcasts. Like, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you. I don't listen to a lot of podcasts, and I think I'm one of the last ones out there that doesn't. But I do catch a few here and there. It's just, I don't know. It's just
I hear you.
Too busy doing other stuff and watching my news and all that other crap that's going on in the world.
I see you though with your family and Facebook and stuff and your daughters. I remember when those girls weren't even born, and now they're all. It kind of reminds me of kind of like Barack and his wife with the daughters growing up. It reminds me of you and your family, like you're kind of like the president in a way. And to see you guys grow, they're so beautiful. They've gotten older, and your wife's beautiful.
My girls are amazing. That's the one thing I'm proud of. And I had nothing to do with it. It was all my wife.
Yeah, she's a good one too.
I was always out working, so someone had to be home with the girls. But
I hear that. Our wives a man is only as good as his wife, and my wife did the same thing with our 2 boys. I went to work all day, and and then I coach them at night. But for a few years before high school, behind every great man is a greater woman. And,
that's absolutely correct.
I love seeing you. Whenever I go out to the shows, I'm always with my wife, and so are you. It's like, I love to see that. That's good.
Shaun, very proud of you, and you should be proud of that. And because I certainly am, because you've seen this business and seen a lot of shady stuff in this business with divorces and stuff. And you guys have been married how long now?
35 years, man.
There you go. There you go. That says a lot. There's not too many of that these days.
Yeah.
So congrats to you on that.
Oh, no. Thank you. Congratulations to you too, man. Hey, so dude, tell me a little bit about the Prime Scan. Now, that's the big thing with you guys. You're going up all the other big shots and all that. How's it turning out? How are the people?
It's amazing.
Is it? Tell me a little bit about it.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's the OmniCam was great. This is great plus 10. It's easy to use. It captures data. It's super accurate to the studies that we've seen and the clinical results that we've seen. It's here. I mean, I've been saying, PVS is dead. PVS is dead. In fact, I've got a meeting on Thursday with one of the industry folks, and they want to talk about the status of PVS, and it's going to be a 5-minute meeting as far as I'm concerned. It's like, just
exactly.
Here's the scanner. Use it. Tell me why you think PVS is still, applicable. But it just makes the process so simple. I mean, CEREC, red cam, blue cam, and all these things, all the iterations, they worked and they work great, but you had to learn how to use them.
Exactly.
I think it's the first scanner that I've used that you just pick it up and there's no training for it. No, I mean, our workshops used to be, okay, let's pick up the camera, hold it a certain way. You got to scan a certain way. Now it's like, pick up the camera and just take a picture. They're like, well, which should I scan? Which way? It doesn't matter. Just scan. And the accuracy of the scanner is just absolutely amazing.
No kidding. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's been just blowing up in the CEREC world, and I think it's really blown up dentistry in general because it's just makes it so easy now.
No kidding. Well, that's all. It's only better for the industry when you get, systems like that. And, you do got the big dental mafia dudes, like the big companies with, the impression, like the 3Ms and the Kettenbachs. What are you going to do when you really aren't buying anymore? That's $1 billion plus industry. I mean, that could be by the wayside another 5-10 years, really. I mean, as
3M
less and less
has been
guys
playing in the scanner market for 10 years, and they just haven't figured it out, unfortunately. Gosh. I think obviously with, CEREC is at the top. The 3Shape has come on strong. iTero is a strong camera, but the 3M system just never really took off.
It didn't.
And it's shocking with the amount of money that the company has that they weren't able to make it work.
Yeah, you would think. And they came in as like the cheapest, product in a way that it was the least amount cost-wise, but then you can buy some more, elements to it to get it up there. I don't know. It's just,
I don't think, and maybe this is my perception, but I just don't think people are looking for the cheapest scanner out there. I think they're looking for stuff that works and is predictable. And if you look at the most successful systems out there, they're not the cheapest.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know if cost is the driving factor that someone wants to get into, digital impressions, because it's probably cheaper to just keep doing what you're doing with an impression.
Oh yeah, and especially too with having to still powder in the mouth and all that. That's kind of old.
Yeah,
right? You don't want to do that anymore.
They're way behind with that technology.
That's amazing though. But what a trip. So what about with dentistry, man? Are you cutting many teeth still, or are you doing much dentistry?
I
are you
see
teaching?
A few patients here or there, but I've definitely slowed down. I've just been so busy on behind the scenes stuff. But I have a very a very small practice here in Scottsdale at our center, so I see patients about once a week or so.
Okay.
But it's not to the level that I was certainly doing before, and and this is one of the reasons I've got a whole crew that we're in charge. We're in the process of kind of nurturing and growing as the next faculty here, because I'm not going to teach forever. In fact, I used to teach every class. I teach one class now.
Beautiful.
And after that, it's we've got some amazing instructors who are better than me, and frankly, they do a much better job than I do, and that's how it should be. You should set yourself up where your successor is improving on the things that you've done. And
absolutely.
And as much as I've been in the limelight and the spotlight, it's not by design. It's just kind of happened, and I'm happy to be in the background, putting wind in the sails of my partners here, and making sure that they have super success.
Oh, that's what it's all about. I mean, even my people I've surrounded, they're 10 times better of the tech than I ever was, and it's just. It's just working smarter, not harder. And as you get older, you got to, pass that baton, and you just watch it grow. And it's amazing how, it can come back, and just things are so much better in a way. And it's like you can enjoy life a little bit more and enjoy the profession a little bit more too, I think.
I think, Shaun, you hit the nail on the head. I mean, I'm in the same position as you, where, you obviously had skills to start what you did, and you've been obviously very successful in how you've been able to grow your company, and I've been very lucky with the team that I've had around me that have helped to grow it as well. But I also know that I was able to do certain things very well, but going to the next level, it's got to be someone else. It's not about me. So I'm stepping back, and in fact, I used to lecture, and I was on the road every week, doing some lecture somewhere. And I've probably turned down in the last couple of years over $250,000 in honorariums.
Can you believe that?
It sounds crazy.
No, I
don't want to do it. I just don't want to travel anymore. I've missed enough time away from the family. I don't care about the money.
Yep.
I just want that time, where on a Friday night I can take my wife out to dinner instead of sitting on some random airport somewhere, and and wake up in the morning on Saturday and hang out as a family and have brunch instead of preparing for the talk in the morning and then rushing to the airport to come home. I've done it. It's over. It's time for me to focus on the next phase of my career, which is to help nurture the next generation of educators.
Oh, that's so true. And that's so right, to be able to kind of sit back and smell the roses in a way, and we work so hard. I mean, I've been at this 36 years, and it's just like, I love it, but it's kind of nice to go home and to be able to go home and sit on the easy chair at 4:00 and wait till about 5:30 to tell the wife, let's go out to dinner. And it's just, it's a neat thing, because we cut back all our travel, and we used to do every show and all that. And it's just, I used to get excited about the different restaurants, but the hotels, I mean, you hear it with like rock stars and all this stuff. Touring is such a nightmare, and it's hard. It's like,
not fun. It's hard.
And for us, all these shows, and you remember when you guys did the Dental Town program every year, and all your lectures and all this stuff, it's great. But you know what? Like, yesterday's history and tomorrow's a mystery, man. We got today, and you just gotta live it a little bit more
well said.
with what's, around and be in the now, kind of, kind of like the people at the concert got their phone up the whole freaking time. Like, put it away and enjoy this. Get in the now. But I love seeing you pulling back a little bit on that and let these other people step up and, and watch
absolutely.
them flourish for sure. And no, that's awesome, dude. So what about on your sports out there, man? Basketball. I didn't hear anything much about the Phoenix Suns or anything.
So I was, I don't know if we talked about it last time, but a couple of years ago, I was training for the Ironman, and I had a bad accident on my bike.
Oh, yeah.
This was back in 2015, and I shattered my clavicle.
Oh, that was
and I'd
right.
had 2 different surgeries to have it fixed. So that set me back. And then as I was kind of recovering from that, I went from swimming a mile in the pool, getting out and running 10 miles and being in the best shape of my life to after my surgery, I couldn't climb a flight of stairs without getting winded.
Can you believe that?
It just destroyed me. And then I recovered from that, started getting back to the gym, started working out again, and I ruptured my Achilles tendon.
Oh, you're kidding.
So it's been
that's a nightmare.
It's been an interesting, but now I'm fully recovered, knock on wood, no injuries. I work out every day. So I've been doing, you guys have it, Orange Theory workouts.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's a little gym in a box. You go for an hour, you're done, boom, get out. It's great. So I do that 3-4 times a week. I ride my bike on my trainer. I play golf. So it's just, I'm trying to stay active, and as you get older, it's hard to keep that weight off. So
you're talking to the wrong guy here. But I see you're looking great, and you can knock off the weight. I've never been on a diet, never tried to, but one of these days I am, and I'm going to get into it.
I lost 35 pounds earlier this year. I did Nutrisystem.
I was thinking about that or this keto thing, but the Nutrisystem comes in it.
Pick a plan. Pick a plan.
Pick a plan.
Nutrisystem, Jenny Craig, whatever. There's a bunch. They're all the same. It's just portion control. I did Nutrisystem. I will tell you, I followed it to a T. I dropped 35 pounds.
Can you have any bad days in the week? Like, can you do good 4 or 5 days and then maybe a Friday, Saturday?
You know what happens? You start eating clean. In the beginning, you have your cheat meals.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you're like, you go out to dinner on a Friday night, go eat whatever you want. But then you're like, I worked so hard this week, and all of a sudden now I had that big fat meal, and I just don't feel good. So the next time you go, let's go out, but maybe, instead of a burger and fries, I'll do just a burger, skip the fries. And then the next time you go, let me just have the burger, skip the bun. Then you're like, a salad with some chicken, and you just change. I did not feel deprived at all, because the part of the plan, you also have a bunch of snacks and desserts, because I got a sugar tooth. But you instead of having a big ass bowl of ice cream, you have one scoop, and you get used to it. So I did not feel deprived at all. I honestly dropped 35 pounds.
Dang, that's awesome, dude.
It was great.
I know I could do it. Like, I did it with smoking. I stopped after smoking for almost 30 years. And it was just all mental. And I went to a hypnotist, and I in 1 hour I stopped. Never had an urge for it again. And it's going on 9 years. It was August 24th, 2011, man. And
good for you.
But then I put on 40 pounds, because now my new thing is, I don't have time to smoke. Let's go, honey, let's go eat.
Let's go eat.
And then I got the beer is my problem, because, I drink 3 or 4 nights, beer and days or whatever sports, but the beer is what's kick. You drink 7-8 beers.
I love beer myself. No, listen, do it for a month. Do it for a month. Drop 10 pounds, you'll feel great. And then if you like it, you do it for another month.
Exactly.
And I'm saying Nutrisystem, but it's one of those food delivery plans.
No, I looked at them. Yeah, pick one, and it's like me, man. You can't just always do what you've always done, because it'll catch up to you. And as you get older, it's like, I go to work for several hours. I sit at the office, go walk around the lab. Hey guys, I go home, I'll sit down, I'll go play my drums. I go out. It's just, you got to move your body, man. And so I started walking recently, where it's like a 1.1 mile walk. I go down and come
there
up.
You go.
And, it's a start, but, you work hard all your life. I was always in great shape. I was doing backflips a few years back, and now it's kind of living like King Henry VIII a little bit, but it'll catch up to you. You can't. I'm going to be looking like him too, real quick.
But
no, I need to do that, because I won't have tomorrow if I keep, you can't just, you got to have some, yeah. I'm definitely going to look into that. I'll wait till New Year's though, right? No.
Why?
Because it's
if you're
6 months out.
Going to wait till this New Year's, wait till the following New Year's, because it'll be even better at that time.
I know. That's so stupid.
Pick up the phone. Do it now.
Yeah. I got a big dinner I'm going out to tonight. No.
Go to dinner. Go to dinner. There's nothing wrong. You can listen. I'll use this as an example. You have a big ass dinner and you go out 7 nights a week. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that it's better to just do that 6 nights a week?
No, I hear you, man. I totally hear you.
And then 5 nights a week. So 1 or 2 nights a week, go to town, go out, go to dinner, drink as much as you want, eat as much as you want. The other 4 or 5 nights, hey, just go a little easy.
No, that's what I'm doing now. I got 3 bad. Like we started Thursday, Friday, Saturday. All the other days are mama cooks and everything else. But I think with me is just I need to exercise more and I need to cut back on the beer some because it is what it is. I've never tried it, but whenever I put my mind to something, I could do anything. And I'm totally.
I know you can. You can do it.
Yeah, I can do it.
Absolutely.
I just don't want to do it. I just got God. I've quit all those vices I've had all these years, and I'm living a great life. Now I'm kind of excited about frickin' big old fat lobsters and crab legs and prime rib, and hey, let's try this scallops with it too. Throw it in there, but it's just something. You got to change that way because obesity will kill you. You can't get too big because your heart pumps and all that. And I hear it. But
yes, sir.
We'll have to cut this part now. We don't cut anything, man. We're one take. That's how we do things here, man. But dude, I can't thank you enough for coming on again. I think it's been awesome. I don't think we talked a little bit about dentistry, but hey, this is my show. We can do whatever we want, right? We're the sponsor.
Exactly. I'm happy to talk anything, man.
Yeah.
I've talked dentistry for 20 plus years. I can talk that or I can talk something else.
Exactly. Dude, I remember when you had that one, like a Shelby, man. Remember that back in the day? I think.
Yeah, Shelby Cobra.
Yeah, so bad.
Yeah.
Then you had that big 7 Series
a fun car.
BMW. You've always been into cars too, man. I love that.
I've always been into cars. Yes. Let's just leave it at that. I've blown enough money on cars that we don't need to talk about.
Oh, I hear you. And your big thing, you were always SoCal Sam, Southern California Sam.
That's right.
SoCal Sam, baby. But now I think you're almost been there longer than you were here. Not yet, or
no? I was in LA 30 plus years. We've moved here in 2011, so it's 8 years.
Yeah. Okay. Well, dang, dude, that's so awesome. Congratulations on all your success, man. Scottsdale.
Hey, same with you. It's always good talking to you, and because you've always had the best attitude, and you guys just treat your customers well, and really. So good to see, just a long-standing happy marriage and just success. So same to you, Shaun. It's always a pleasure to talk to you.
That's so awesome, Eric. God bless you and your family, man. And we'll have you on again. We'll talk about some new things coming up. And dude, get a big nasty case and send it like a full upper, lower, or at least a full upper or something. Just scan that son of a gun. Send it to me. I'll do it at no charge. I just want to have you put that in the mouth, and then you guys got so many people. It's all about content. So, hey, who did that Keating, baby? So
we'll have to set. I will absolutely set it up.
I would love to do that, man. And tough one, and we'll blow you away. Like how we do it, but I want to do it just so I can say, hey, I did one for Samir on a scan. Man, we did it. Do it on like a Tuesday. Scan it to me and let's seat it on Thursday, because I'll just do it that night and the next day stack it and everything, and I'll overnight it to you and you'll have it, dude. And I say, man, I love it. Just do all your treatment plan and get it all dialed in. We can do temps or we can do whatever for you, but let's do a Tuesday, Thursday thing and put it online, and we'll freaking blow people away, and I'll get me a bunch of customers out of it.
Done deal.
I love you, man. Hey, Samir, thanks again, dude. Good talking to you.
You guys have a good one. God bless you guys.
All right,
Take
baby.
care.
Later, dude. Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us on the Dental Up Podcast Show this week. Make sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, or search the Dental Up Podcast on iTunes for our weekly feed. Don't forget to visit KeatingDentalArts.com/promo for exclusive offers. Keating Dental Arts is a full-service dental laboratory, and we're nationwide. We'd love for you to send us a case so we can show you the Keating difference. If you dig what you heard, please leave a review on iTunes, and we'll be back next week.